Okay. I think I did everything as I was hoping to. Oh, I just DC from chat. I'm actually not going to refresh right away. You might actually make it to be 10 minutes ahead of number 2 at some point. 6:55. Anyone needs a 6:50, 6:44. Okay, I'm back. Just to test. So the last thing I read was anyone needs a 6:44. So did we actually calculate exactly, like, even it doesn't matter for me because either way like if I don't have the world record, Oxbus has it. But do we actually calculate it, or is that just a rough estimation? Because I think what we ended up saying was it's about a 3-second difference, and about a 3-second difference times 11 equals around 33, but that could be plus or minus like 5 seconds. So it's something we might want to actually take a look at, because if I do, like, let's say I get a time of 6:41 or something, or someone gets a time of 6:41, it is possible Gilligaid's time is still better than that. And on the flip side, it is possible that Gilligaid's time is worse than Oxbus's time, and Oxbus should really have the world record. It's something that we should probably consider. Has it actually been looked through in detail, or was it just it's about 3 minutes estimation? Yoshi, Link, Yoshi, Fox, Target, Mario, Pikachu, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 14 stages in total. So, yeah. A clear sub 640 to pretty much confirm that it's the world record? Okay. Yeah, I want to look into that as well. The other really difficult thing about his run did he use the timer as well? I think he used the timer in his run. So that would add even more time. Actually, where is his run? I'm gonna do a 640. Oh, you were going for 640 to beat that Mamune's 643 time. I'm actually gonna see if I can find his run. I'm gonna watch it and see if I can somehow get like enough of an estimation of how much it should be. It'll be plus or minus 2 seconds overall, I think. Following profile. Following, where's Gilligaid? There we go. Oh, deleted link. I think I may have it set as yeah, I think I may have it set as no links or something like that. It says deleted link for me. Okay, if that's on YouTube like that, I'll just search it like that. Or I'll just search it on Google and we'll probably bring me right to it. 7:18.
I think it's winner semis, yeah. I got the winner semis and then I got knocked out. So I didn't even body everyone, I just bodied him really hard. I called it all his tech rolls and just like bodied him. 3 stock, 4 stock. He came back and
Oh, and he uses a timer, so... God, you made this so hard. Not only do we have to count that, we have to calculate the timer time as well. Oh well, we didn't really have any specific rules instead, and that's what we all assumed was what we were going to use at the time, so... I guess now is a better time than not to actually go through with this and calculate exactly how long it is. Okay, I'm gonna pause at... Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I will pause at when it says game set, like as close to when it says game set as possible, see what the time is there, and then I'm going to pause as soon as the first non-time, non-damage bonuses show up, like when it shows all the rest of the bonuses. I'm gonna do that for Gilligaid's run, and then I'm going to do it for one of my streams, one of my runs, and I'll subtract the two, and that will be what I guess is the fairest way of determining what the timer amount should be, what the timer calculation is. That's what I'm going to do for that. Like, that's probably the easy part of it. The harder part will actually be the... No, it won't be. It shouldn't be too hard. I'm just gonna go with that and see what happens. Oh, I see what you mean. That could work, actually. Am I still connected? Yeah. What do you mean by you run with timer again? Because using the timer as like using in-game time is, I kind of made a huge Word document, and I was gonna post it as like why we should not use in-game time. So you have some pause between stages to regain focus. I am not the only one who will be, like, for this type of thing, it has to be a whole community decision. Like, I should not be the sole person deciding, you shouldn't be the sole person deciding, Gilligaid shouldn't be the sole, like, it should be everyone together deciding on something. The reason why I'm not exactly for using a timer, because it makes things more complicated and calculations like this are not accurate. Like, what I'm going to calculate is going to be off by 1 or 2 seconds, for or against. Oh, okay. I thought you were serious, but then again, there might be other people that are also considering that, though. The reason why I kept having Gilligaid's time as it's something that's useful to know. Now that we're using no timer, it's kind of not exact. I wouldn't exactly say it's a good idea for people to start using timer. For the people that used timer before we started doing this, it's not fair to ignore their times or give them a disadvantage, which is why I kept on saying Gilligaid had the fastest time in my Twitch channel. But yeah, that's how I see it. Anyways, I'm gonna pause as soon as it says. I'm gonna pull this up so that. I'm actually gonna pull this up so that you can see what I'm doing here. I'll make a scene 2. Add window. Twitch. No, where is it? Donkey Kong 3 Stock. I think this is it. Yeah. Okay. So now you can see what I'm doing here. Hopefully I don't have any really suspicious tabs. Oh, this is a very suspicious tab. I should really get rid of it. And I don't have to worry about anything like that. I don't usually do anything suspicious in any way, shape, or form. Anyways, back to being somewhat serious. Test. Oh, I DC'd. Okay. So, I'm actually going to turn the volume up a little bit. Okay. That was late. Okay, I'm going to pause it several times until I get the right time. So, 17.8 is after game sets.
I called it all his tech rolls and just like body.
17.4 is before. 17.6, it's somewhere between 17.4 and 17.6. 17.4 and 17.5. Hopefully I can get a pause that... Okay, that didn't work. 17.5. So 17.5 is the start of when it says game set. And the good thing about doing it this way is there is no human error on Gilligan's part. Like, he can mash buttons all he wants. It will have no effect on what happens with this. I'm gonna refresh my chat. Oh wait, I already had refreshed it, never mind. Okay, I already refreshed it, too late. So, 17.5, okay. Okay. Well, I'll just do this so that it doesn't hurt doing it two different ways. That way we can compare results and then use it that way. But yeah, I'll just do it this way. I'll stream it so that people can see what I'm doing, so that if anyone asks what actually is going on, we at least have a legitimate, accurate enough answer for it. So 17.5 begin timer calculation. So as soon as the first bonuses show up afterwards.
He came back.
So 22.4 is after.
He came back.
22.4, 21.7, 22.4. 21.8, 22.2.
3 stock, 4 stock. He came back.
29, 21.9, 0.9 and 0.2. 22 and 22.2. 21. So between 21 and 22.
He came back.
I think it's 0.2.
He came back.
I think it's 0.2. I'm going to see if I can pause it there.
He came back.
Yeah, so 22.2 is the end timer. So, where's my Twitch chat? 22.2 end timer calculation. So that leaves a total of 4.7 seconds total timer. And now to compare that with my runs. Where do I have a run that's going? Oh, that's actually my thing. Where's my, what's it called? Use Falcon Beat. Sure, I'll just use this one. Game set is at, oh, I go to the 100th, so 1511 is after. 1511 is after, 1506 is before. So between 1506 and 1511. I don't think I'm going to get every single frame, so... Okay, this is going to be hard to get exactly. Oops. 1506 and 1511. That was way off. This is hard. This is actually really hard to do. Oh, that did not. I'm hoping it doesn't skip right from like 6 to 11. I'm missing this. I think it skips right from 6 to 11. I don't think I'll get it any more accurate than that. Okay, so 6 and 11 I don't want to estimate. Actually, it's not really that much of an estimation. I'm going to say it's 15.1. Since that's pretty much exactly where it would be anyways. So 15.1 no timer. Oh, I DC from chat. Okay, I'm not gonna refresh no matter what happens. I'll just wait for the 10 seconds to happen. Actually, I'm going to include what I have on Twitch chat in this. Add window capture Twitch chat. So edit scene, okay. So I am adding the Twitch chat, so what you guys say is going to be on here, although everyone can see it anyways normally, but it's just so that people can see what the calculations I'm doing is. So 15.1. Oh, and also you can see what happens when I get DC'd. Which is pretty much, well, now you can see if there was anything that was posted in that time period, I did not see it. 15.1. Begin no timer calculation. And time for the no timer end calculation. Oh, whoa, I forgot that's really fast. 1849, 1856. So 1856. 1856 to 1866. 1862 to 1866. So I'll say 1866.5, really? Okay. 6 to 11 rounds to about 0.9. Okay. So 15.085. I'm being way too specific with this, but it's for a good cause. Begin no timer calculation. And then 6.2 to 6.6, that will be 18.64 and no timer calculation. So that leaves a total of 3.5 5. Seriously, 3 5s? 19, that's 4, 1, 5. Yep, 3.555 seconds total, no timer. There was 4.7 seconds total timer. So the time difference is 1.255 estimation. How accurate am I saying this is? Okay, so for him, I got within that, so it's within I will say it's plus or minus actually that's accurate to probably that's actually really accurate thinking about how I did the calculation. So that should be accurate within 0.1 seconds 95% of the time, I would guess. So sorry, 1.255 time difference. So how many times plural does the timer get used? I'll just stream the whole run. Actually, I'll just skip ahead. So it gets used on. So that's 2. It gets used on Fox. Does it get used on here? No. So 4, 5, 6. Break the board the platforms should be a no. No. Race to the finish should be a no. Oh, it's a yes. Wait, does race to the finish have a timer in... I'll just move this over. Does race to the finish have a timer in... Am I still connected? Yes. Race to the finish. Skip ahead to that. Okay, so even with the timer, even with no timer, there is still a timer calculation for race to the finish. So 9, this is 10. I would assume there should be a timer calculation. So yeah, this is 10 total. And for Master Hand, we don't care about that. So 10 times that this happens. So that means... that's not me. Video, that is not me, that is another person entirely. Right now we are trying to figure out what the current world record, we believe. Oh, he is also Canadian. But yeah, what we're trying to do is, this is Gilligite. He currently, we believe, has the world record for Donkey Kong normal 3-stock. However, well, let me rephrase that. The fastest times we have right now is, in third place for Donkey Kong 3-stock, I have 6:49. Oxwas is in second with 6:47. And Gilligite has 7:18. So the reason why 7:18 is faster than 6:47 is because he used Virtual Console, which lags more, and he also used timer. And he used both of those. He used a timer before everyone stopped using timer. So I think it's only fair if we include his run as if it did not have a timer. So I'm trying to figure out the calculation. Right now we estimate his time to be 6:45, which is 2 seconds faster. It's the world record by 2 seconds, but we're just doing the actual calculations just to make sure. Oh, a DC from chat. Yeah, you guys can see what happens when I DC from chat. So usually I just refresh here because it's faster than waiting, but I'll just leave it like this so you guys can see what actually happens. So I got OJK, why did I think that was you, from Video 2 Good saying that. Anything between that and me saying hi, anything between that, if anything was said, I did not see it. That is what happens when I get disconnected from chat, and I'm assuming that was streamed. Anyways. Oh wait, he had timer on as well? Wait. Oxwas, did he have timer and got that time? Or did he have timer and then we gave him that time as an equivalence? Because that makes a difference. Anyways, back to what I was doing, just so we have it. So 12.55. The problem with me getting disconnected is nothing to do with Twitch. It's because I have a terrible router. I get disconnected from everything, and Twitch chat is just one of the main things. So it's like if I stream from anywhere else, or if I watch streams and go on Twitch chats anywhere else, this is not a problem. This is only at my house. So it's just something I have to deal with for now. And I'm gonna be probably moving out soon, so it's not something I'm gonna be worrying too much about. Anyways, back to doing serious calculations. 1.255 time difference. 10 times timer is used in calculation. Wait a minute, so Oxwas currently has 6:47, but that is not including reducing his time at all. So his time is actually faster than that if we do include no timer. If that's the case, then that's amazing. Anyways. 12.55 second time difference time for timer. That is what I calculated it to be. So 12.5 seconds. Now the question is, do we round to 12 or do we round to 13? Because we're doing times to the closest second. I guess what we'll do is for this, if their time is, I guess the best way for this, for timer, it doesn't really help for Gilligan's time, but for people that have just timer on a 64 and not on Virtual Console, if their time is like less than half a second, we'll give them 13-second reduction, and if it's more, we'll give them 12. But 12.5, that right in the middle, that kind of sucks. Don't tell me I DC. Oh, I DC'd again, seriously? Okay, I'm not waiting 40 seconds, I'm just refreshing. I'm not worried about refreshing and losing all this because I just did the calculation that mattered, and all this has been streamed. So, oops. 12.55 second difference for timer. And now for a typical situation of Virtual Console for Gilligad. I'll just go with the Pikachu one, because why not? Okay, that was late. I'm going to do it from the start of when okay, I'm going to use this screen as pretty much what I'm going to do for this one. I'll do the start of when this shows up to the end of when this shows up, like pretty much to when it moves on. And I will do that for this time, and then I will also do it for mine. Both of them using specifically Pikachu. I just randomly decided to choose that. I wanted it to be somewhere in the middle of the run because then it's more, I don't know, I just felt like doing it in the middle of the run. Anyways. Wow, that was sudden. We don't have any exact times. What would make it for DK time? Wait, what? Sick time. We don't have any exact times. What would that make for DK times? If we say 33 is correct, minus 12 for Ox, minus 55 for Gil. 15.1 begin return. Oh, you just copy and pasted everything I just said, okay. 6:33 Gilly. If the raw time was that, well, here's pretty much where it becomes a question of what do we do, because I did talk to a lot of people and I told them about me having a faster time but not having the world record, and a lot of people that I talked to said that that shouldn't matter, but I personally think it should matter, and I should not have the world record right now. I'm going to test out the 33 Virtual Console. For this, actually, it's probably not really a safe thing to do. Yeah, well, pretty much all times are raw times on SRL. This is not a safe thing to do for this type of situation, but I will assume that the time difference that is gained by Virtual Console is the same in every single situation that it shows up. It may or may not be the case, but I really do not feel like doing this 13 times. So I'm going to do this once at the Pikachu stage and assume that it's the same every other time. There is also human error involved in this because this actually gets affected by when we press start at the end of our run. So this will be plus or minus 2 seconds, I will say, or accurate to 2 seconds is probably a better estimation. But it's pretty much the best we have, more or less, to do this, unless we do it frame perfectly, like TAS, but you can't really TAS the Virtual Console. Oh, same with the DK run? Oh, that's actually a better idea. I'm gonna pull up my... Okay, for timer, it didn't matter in any way, shape, or form, but I will pull up my DK run, which is not my PB, because my PB was done not on stream, or actually was done on stream, but the stream got deleted. So, best recorded run. Oh, I had his PB on my thing the whole time. Okay, anyways. This is using DK here. That's afterwards. Okay. I'm gonna do Gilly Guides first. Okay, minus 45 for Gil, that would be... If I get close to 33.33, then it's pretty much safe to say that's right. Okay, whoops, wrong thing. Okay, there we go. Link, Yoshi, I was just trying to pull up my splits and I pressed the wrong thing entirely. So Link, Yoshi Team, Fox, break the targets, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 times it should be showing up. I'm just gonna, oh, this is not when it's, I pause. .3, 4.4, 4.5, and I messed up. Well, I had, oh, 4 point something, okay. 4.6, between 4.5 and 4.6. Oh, whoops, I was trying to do a different time. Between 4.5 and 4.6 still. 4.5. So 4.5. 4.5. Virtual console. Wait. Begin VC. And I DC'd from chat. I'm not going to reset this. I'm just going to wait for this to clear up. Everything I said after test to when I say 4.5 begin VC. Okay, okay, you guys can pretty much see what I see in the chat. So 12.55 times 3. I don't know what calculations you did before then. Everything between everything between test here and when you said this, anything you said between that I did not see, so let's do 37 for unlock all characters. Oh, I see what you mean, for unlock all characters that time. For unlock all characters, 22.5, 37.65 would be what it would be too. I would say probably at that, yeah, 37 or 38 would be what we would give for an unlock all characters run for timer. Oh wait, that's not true. We also have, it's done one more time because you include Master Hand stage. So I don't know what my numbers were beforehand, but we have to multiply by 11 instead of by 10. I had 21.255, so 1.255 times 11, then times 3. So it will probably come out to 38 seconds ahead. Yeah, I forgot, Master Hand, you have to include his, you have to include the Master Hand timer score as well. Yeah, yeah. So I'll let you do that. I'll do this for now. So many calculations being done in my chat. Oh well, it's all worth it. This is all being streamed, so everything we're doing now is being streamed. If anyone has any questions over this, they can always just watch this. I'll highlight this entire thing so that if anyone has any questions, they can just come back to here and see what we've done. I'm going to put the controller down since I don't need that. So 4.5 begin VC. So around 8.2. Oops. Oops, that failed. Oh, 8.2 exactly, nice. So 8.2. -13.8 minus 41 for unlock all characters. Okay, that makes sense. So I said 4.5 begin VC, 8.2 end VC. So that is a total of 3.7 total time VC. Human error is going to be involved in this, but that is pretty much as... Oh, wait a minute, another question that actually is very important for this. How is the 718 calculated? Is that using in-game time? Okay, I'm going to worry about that afterwards. I'm just going to finish this first so that we at least have this. If Gilligud was using in-game time is actually shows a smaller time, a faster time than normal time, because you lose on average, you save on average half a second on the in-game time. Oh wait, no, this isn't in-game time, never mind. In-game time would have been like 5 minutes something. Anyways, I'm just going to continue on with this. So that's timer. Okay. And then for me, 5 to 9. So between 37 and 42, I believe it was. 5:37 and 42. Oops. 5:37 and 42. I don't think I could have paused any better. I have both screens right here. I'm just going to say that this is it. So 5.40. No, where's my chat? Okay. So 5.40 N64 begin N64. That's the best time I could have possibly paused for that. That was almost perfect as well. So 7.2. Yeah, 7.2 and 7.2. That is accurate to like perfect timing accuracy, pretty much. And N64. So this is a total of 1.8 total time N64. There was 3.7 total time VC. That leaves a total of 1.9 second time difference VC per level. And this is significant for how many levels? making the assumption that every single level has the exact same time difference, which may or may not be the case, but I really don't feel like doing this 14 times, I believe it is. So if someone actually wants to make sure that this is accurate, they can do this 14 times. I'm doing this should be accurate to pretty close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 stages. All 14 will have this in effect. So 1.9 seconds times 14 stages. I know I can do this in my head. I am going to be safer and use a calculator. Good old Google calculators. 1.9 times 14. 26.6. 26.6 total time difference VC. It's a 27. This is 26.6. The other one was, I forget what we said it was. I think I still have it here. 12.55 second difference for timer. If someone does both, then so yeah. What did I say? 12.55. Okay. 12.55 total time difference timer. So that would mean if someone used both, it would be a total time difference of 39.15 total time difference VC timer. So that is, if anything is wrong with these calculations, then yeah, but this is pretty much what I calculate it to be. So in the case of Gilligan, I'm just going to double check to make sure that the 17.718 is from start to finish and nothing else.
I think it's winner semis.
Okay, he starts at 4 seconds and he ends at 7:18. He should end at 22. Yeah, he ends at 22. Okay, that's accurate. So Gilligan's time is 7:18. Oh, I DC'd from chat. I am not going to get rid of any of this because this is pretty much with everything here. So I'm going to wait for the 20 seconds. Good old router. Test. Okay, I'm back. So, as I said, Gilligan time is 7:18. Time difference is 39:15. So, or 39.15. So he should have a time of I'm going to say it's 39 exactly, just to be safer. So 39 minus 18, so that's 6. 39. That's using my head. Yeah, so Gilligan's equivalent time should be 6:39. So it's actually faster than what we were giving him credit for. Oxus 6.7. If that is using timer, what do we say? Like if his timer, if his raw score was 647 and used timer, and we did not include that calculation, Oxus should have total difference timer 1255. Was this recorded at all? Can we find out like if this was plus or minus a second? Because I think at this point we're getting optimal enough that it actually does make a difference. But right now I would say he has 35 or 34. So Oxwas does now have the world record for this, if that's the case. And we have to change this for every single other category as well. Oh, it is on YouTube? Oh, okay. Is every single other time he has here the raw score of with timer and everything? Like, is all... Yeah, Patty, are the times that you put on your leaderboard his raw score times, not including the timer difference, so all his times would be faster? Okay, so he saves... What time did we say? It was 12.55. Oh, actually this does make a huge difference for Mario. Because if we give him 12 seconds advantage, I beat him by 1 second. If we give him 13-second advantage, then we tie. So that actually is a major difference there. I think everywhere else there is no worry for... Oh, it's the exact same thing with Samus. There's a 13-second difference between me and him there. Actually, I'm going to look through every single other one. Luigi, he'll still be third. Mario, that would be a possible situation with the problem. DK, he's got the record, so it doesn't matter. Link, he'll stay in third. Samus, that will be a problem. Falcon, he will jump ahead of you, Patty. Ness, he'll stay where he is in fifth. Yoshi, he will jump ahead of Prime Gamer JC. Kirby, he will jump ahead of Gwished for third. Fox, he will stay in third. Pikachu, he will stay in third. Jigglypuff, it won't matter. So now this actually does become a problem in two places, and just for like in general. In two places, if we give him 12 seconds advantage, he has 1 second behind me in Mario and Samus. If we give him 13, he ties for me. So 12.55 seconds, what do we do is the main question now. Please don't tell me I disconnected from my chat. Oh great, I disconnected from my chat. I'm going to Control-Alt, copy, go and paste this on Microsoft Word because this is pretty much the actual important calculations. Assuming this actually does paste and I did not freeze my computer. Okay, I saved everything. So I am going to, actually no, it's done doing that. So I just had a 40-second timer disconnect. Test. Okay, I'm back. So now Oh wait, yeah, now who actually used timer? This, we have to look through all the time. This is hard. This is going to be more work than I thought it was going to be. But we should, I think it's, oh, you added the calculations? Okay. Which page is the leaderboard? Okay. Oh, I've completely forgot. I've got the leaderboard on the screen right now. So now we'd probably have to go through all the runs, and see which ones were done on timer and which ones were not. All of mine, I know, were done without timer. DK is possibly the only exception. I think it was done without timer. I am probably just going to say it was done without timer, because I am pretty sure I did not use a timer at that. Like, that was when I was not using a timer. I was not fast enough to get that fast back when we were doing all timers. Most PBs were, any PBs that were in 2012, okay, so anything with Zap Mamune, anything that is recent of his has no timer, I am fairly confident. Yeah. But not all of his runs here are recent, I don't think. Actually, yeah, a lot of his runs here are recent, because he beat a lot of my times, and I just recently, temporarily, before we did this calculation, I think got them back. Okay. He should have no timer. I'm actually going to check his highlights. I'm assuming he highlighted every single one of his runs as soon as he did them. Oh, Oxfest is actually streaming right now, ironically enough, as we're speaking about him. Anyways, back to what actually is the case right now. And you guys can see who I'm following, even though you can see who I'm following anyways. So speedrun, Pikachu is no timer. Ness is no timer. This is Falcon, no timer. That was just a highlight of the Mario Bros match. Sync and roll. Luigi, that is no timer. Luigi again. 23 days ago though. I'm actually going to open this up and see what he actually uses for this. Oh, of course I go to one of the platforms. Okay, there is no timer here. So, no timer. Oh wait, what characters are these? I'm actually going to mark these down. So, we have, first up is Pikachu. Go down here, Pikachu. Ness. Falcon. That was just that. That's something else. Luigi. Okay, anything that says world records I'm going to do, because some of these could be just PBs. Actually, even if it is just a PB, that does help. So, Luigi. Luigi normal. That's Yoshi. I'm actually going to check my chat first. Okay, we should have... Kirby, he just recently beat his time as well, so... yeah, Kirby 3 Sock 643. So that I can tell from just here there's no timer, so Kirby. So Luigi, Falcon, Ness, Yoshi, Kirby, Pikachu. Where else is he on here? So Luigi, he is on Mario. I did not see a Mario thing there. He's not on there. Link, I did not see. I'm actually just going to complete this just to be safe. Oh, now this is 2 months ago after this. So, what other runs does he have? He's got Mario. He had Link, I believe I said. Yeah, he's got a Link time. Oops. Mario, Link, Samus, he has a time. What about Fox? He is not on there, and Jigglypuff, he is there. So for Mario, Link, Samus, and Jigglypuff, he does not have a... Oh, I disconnected from chat. 80 seconds, I'm not going to wait for that. So refreshing. So, as far as his highlights within the last 2 months, Mario, Link, Samus, and Jigglypuff are not there. Oh, he actually told you. Okay, that actually... Hooray for Chat DC making me miss important information. Okay. So every single time that he has is no timer. Every single time I have is no timer. Oxwas is every single time he has timer, or is some of his times no timer? I think I recall him using a timer in our runs. Okay. So yeah, he has all timer, and all of his times are raw scores right now. That's what we said. Yeah, the very hard race, I don't think he used a timer. I actually don't know. I did not have his stream up. I don't think. I think his stream for some reason was not showing him. I did not have that. But for all his times, he has timer. So the people we have left are Prime Gamer JC, who you said some of his times are timer, some are not. There's Purtle, who I would assume would be all timer, but we should check. Glish, he was in my chat earlier. He's not anymore. I'm assuming he's asleep right now. We can always try to ask him what times were timer and what was not. Nest Kamikaze. Anyone else here? Voxel Sketch, Purtle. Arcanines, or Arcanines, I don't exactly know how that's supposed to be pronounced. There's a few people here left that we have to figure out whether or not they use the timer. Test, okay, I'm still in chat. So, yeah. Well, the very hard moves may have been no timer. Actually, it does affect the very hard category. That actually doesn't change his placement at all. But, yeah. That might have something to do with that, but... Oh, time difference. Oh, I see where we did time difference stuff right there. On, off, VC timer off, VC timer on. Oh, I see what you were doing there. Okay. Anyways, back to here. Okay. I don't think timer gives that much of a score difference, but yeah. So we've got, so we have me, all no timer. We have Mune, all no timer. We have DKR Patty, all no timer. Oxwas, all timer. Gilligard, is he only here once, or is he here more than once? He is only here once in the entire... Yeah, he's only here once on DK and that's it. So Gilligard, VC timer. So that leaves Prime Gamer JC, Portal, Wished. Who else? I'm just making a list of all the people we have here so that we can make it easier. Nest, Kamikaze. That's supposed to be a dash, oh well. Not going to worry too much about that. Wished. Nest, Satme, Portal. Okay, I've got those two. Got those two there. Wished. There's one more. Oh, Arcanines. Arcanines. Question mark. And I believe that was it. Yeah. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that we don't know if they use a timer or not. Grisht has... So Grisht has 9/11 Mario. Wait. Who has 9/11 Mario N64 J-Time? Grisht? Please don't say DC from chat. Okay, good. So I think the safest thing to do for now is Gilligite has 9/11 with timer on. Okay, so there's no way to compare Japanese to American to European to etc. I used to say North American since I was just saying American as in the Americas in general. But yeah, there's no way to really fairly distinguish the three because they're different games, so it would have to be separate. They would have to all be considered at the same time. Yeah, April 2013. I would pretty much make the assumption that any time before, I guess I pretty much said timer is a bad idea, should all be considered timer. I think I'm the only reason why we don't use timer anymore, or one of the main reasons. So now another question that actually becomes kind of significant in several situations, not just for first place, but I think in other areas as well. Do we give people with the timer 12 seconds advantage, or, Arc9 says timer on, okay. So Pirtle, I would make the assumption that Pirtle was all timer, because I believe all of the times that you got from him were from SRL races. Is that right? Pirtle SRL times. We can pull this up. Where's Pirtle? It does not give PBs. Super Smash Bros. Mario 64. He sent 2 races. Okay, I'm not going to go through every single one of these, but so all times, all timer. Okay, so if all times are all timer for that, then even though, so that would make it so Gilligite does not get into the Mario score either, because both him and Pirtle both increased by 12 or 13 seconds. So anyway, so Gilligite is, so who did we say? Whoops. So Arcanine's timer on. Who else was there? Pirtle was timer on. Grished. Were all the times you got from him from before? I'll just see when he profiles. Get rid of that. Grished. Grished was in my chat earlier today. So, and by earlier today I mean on Thursday. So, since it's not really Thursday anymore for anyone unless you're in Hawaii right now. So on Thursday he was in my chat, so it is possible that he has processors at that time too. Okay, I'll just make sure I didn't DC. Okay, good. So Pirtle, Super Smash Bros. Oh, sorry, Grish, Super Smash Bros. He has done only 13 races. His last race was done in late December. His races were done before then. So, and Prime Gamer JC is also open. So Pirtle has some of each. Prime Gamer, when was his first Smash Bros. Races? He's only done 9. That makes total games 9. What? Super Smash Bros. Oh, total races. Okay. 76. His first races were done before, so he is also split. Prime Gamer, when was his first race? Oh, just now. So we can ask people as well for what times were done where. Actually, open link. Go to Prime Gamer's highlights. This is all 6 months ago. I learned how to play Yoshi. Past broadcasts. 14 days ago. That does not help. So we can always ask Prime Gamer as far as his things go. So Arcanine's was timer on. Nest Kamikaze, I'll just check what his... Where is he? There we go. Starting to lose my voice. He has recent runs. Oh, he goes from June all the way up to one run of Kirby 1025. Is that on here? No, that doesn't even qualify. So for Nest Kamikaze, he has one run that was done on February 18th, which does not make the leaderboard. Otherwise, his runs are June 19th or earlier. So for Nest Kamikaze, it's probably safe to assume that timer was on. So please don't tell me I DC'd from chats. Okay, good. So Nest Kamikaze Arcanines was timer on. Squished. What did we say Proto was? So Proto was... Wait, didn't I just check Proto? No, that's Squished. I did not check Proto yet. That's not Proto. I don't think I checked Proto yet. Yeah, so Proto, it's safe to assume all his times are timer. So that leaves Squished and Prime Gamer. I'm actually going to go through both of them just to see what is timer, what is not. So for now, no timer is so and then timer is Oxwes, Canines, Nest Kamikaze, well, people don't expect that. It's like no one would notice that it's faster like that. I noticed it by accident. Yeah, we can't exactly guarantee that timers. Yeah. It might just be safe to ask them. I'm gonna go through quickly just to see. So wait, Nest Kamikaze. Who did I say right now? So, Oxos Arcanized, Nest Kamikaze, Pirtle. Was there anyone else? Arcanized. So, Grished and Prime Gamer. So for Grished and Prime Gamer, those are one or that those could be either ones. So how many times did they show up? Grished and Prime Gamer JC. Prime Gamer JC shows up once. Grished once. Grished twice. Prime Gamer C twice. Prime Gamer GC 3 times. Grished 3 times. Prime Gamer C 4. Prime Gamer C 5. Grished 4. Grished 5. Grished 6. Grished 7. Prime Gamer C6. So 13 times you have to figure out whether or not they were timer or no timer. Yeah. So Grish, how many? Oh, he has not done many runs at all since that. So this is who? Grished? Okay, so Grished. So no, that's Grished. Kirby 904. Does that qualify? No, that does not qualify. 909. Oh, no, sorry. Oh, sorry, that was Yoshi. I should stop scrolling. Okay. So that does not have anything to do with it. This is Grished, right? Yes. Grished 1105 Link. I don't know if that would qualify as being on there. No, that doesn't even qualify. And 909 Yoshi. So the Yoshi one is the only one that is a maybe. All the other times for Grished should be considered timer. Yoshi is a maybe. That's the best I can suggest. Yeah. I DC'd from chat. Oh well. I'll just wait for that to reset. I'm not going to lose all this. And then Prime Gamer JC. How many runs does he have before I go? Oh, he's done a lot of runs. December to July. Okay. August 25th. That is still before we started using timer. I'm just going to go through all these, see which one of these are his PBs. In here, 1134 Link, I don't think that qualifies. No. Which one is this? This is Grished? Yeah. 1134 Link does not qualify. Or sorry, Primer Gamer GC. Just to be safe. Yeah, 1134 does not qualify. Link 1057. Is he even in Link? He's got 927. Use any character, that does not help at all. So I'm gonna ignore that. Use Jigglypuff 1041. That is not his PB. Use any character. Does he say what character? So such as personal. Okay, personal worst. That must be a bad, not a PB. Any characters still get a minute but decent, that doesn't help. Oh, that's a forfeit. Oh, that was linked. 11. No, that doesn't work. 9:40 for Yoshi. That I think is a time that qualifies. Oh no, it doesn't. Oh, he has a faster time. Just make sure I have not DC'd. Well, Miyu and Zatmamune are all timer off. I think that is everyone that is timer off. Everyone else is timer on. I'm just double checking just to be safe. Like I'm trying to make it as like fair as possible. I don't want to give someone an extra advantage when they didn't get it. But yeah, this won't take long. And I don't mind doing it. 9:40 Yoshi, that did not qualify. 10:49 Link, that does not qualify, I don't think. No. 10:27 Samus, maybe? No. His race times are not nearly as good as his actual PBs. That is Kirby, almost a PB, 9:33. Kirby, that doesn't even qualify. I know I'm overdoing this, but I just think it's fair to do it this way. Just to say that's a forfeit. Any character, does he say who he used? No. Use Yoshi, 9:39A. Yoshi, I'll just see what that is. That doesn't qualify. Prime Gamer 10, use Link. 10:29 with Link. Nope. Prime Gamer, that's a forfeit. Prime Gamer 8:55 DK. Is that doesn't qualify even? I thought that was going to be at, like near the bottom. Bingo, that doesn't matter. 10:21 Link, that doesn't qualify. Okay, so all of his times are also timer from that. Oh, I DC'd. I'm gonna wait for that to come back. I'm not gonna refresh. Only Miyu and Zat use timer off, you mean? Oh, the timer estimates. I've got all the calculations we did here. So we said 12.55 second difference for timer. I don't remember what you said for timer on, oh, it's, what was the time you said? D kappa, kappa? I'll respond with the kappa. And I definitely don't know who that is, clearly. It's not like there's a DKK there, right there. D kappa K. Anyways, back to this. 12.1.25, you said it was around 13 point... Oh wait, I just added this, so 13.805. So 13.8 seconds times 14. Wait. No. What? What am I doing? $13.8 each. That would be each run would be 13.8. This is for timer alone for, and that happens 3 times. I'm assuming this is right. I'm doing this in my head. I have to think about this, making sure I'm doing this right. Yeah, 41.4. That is timer alone. That is nothing to do with virtual console time difference. So for virtual console time difference, what did we say it was? 3 points. That's total time VC. .15 total time difference VC slash timer. That's per run. Okay, what's VC alone? Total time VC. .26 total time difference VC. That is from start to finish. So this does not. Okay, so making the assumption that VC is only affecting the 14 stages that are in the normal run. I don't know if it affects like the unlock the character run. I don't like a whole bunch of other things it could be affecting. I will make the assumption that it's only the 14th. This may be wrong, so there may be a few. It might be like 1 or 2 extra seconds difference, but I don't really have much to go on. It'd be 26 point, yeah, times 3, just as you said. 52, 78, 79 point, it's 80 seconds. Yeah, 80 seconds for that. So 120 plus 41.4. So he has a time difference of 2 minutes 1 second .4, which pretty much goes to 2:01. So 2:01 time difference for Daily Guide for unlock all characters. Oh, you updated the leaderboard for everything? Oh, yeah, for the time difference. Okay. So I think we're safe to assume what we assumed as far as the timer on and off for everyone goes. Only me, you, and Zat had timer off, and everyone else had timer on. So timer on. Oh, we're saying you're gonna say it's 12-second time difference. That would actually probably save the trouble of. Well, it kind of makes it so I have the world record by 1 second in 2 places, but it saves there from being a tie, and technically I should have the world record by half a second given the way we're timing this. But yeah, if we're going to subtract 12 seconds from, yeah, what we could always do is pretty much just subtract 12 seconds from every single person from every single run. Except for any runs that have me, you, and Zat in it. That, in my opinion, would probably be the fairest thing to do. Anguilla guide for DK subtract, I forget what it was. Time difference stuff. For Gila guide, BC timer on 39 seconds. That's what I would say would be the fairest thing to do. Use a... And we should, if we were to do that, we should include like, okay, please don't tell me I DC'd. Okay, good. If we were to do that and like reduce the time and show what their equivalent time is, we should include like a star or something just to mention that these are edited times, or like have their actual raw time in bracket or something like that. Just so that in case something goes wrong, we at least have a track of their actual raw score time. For DK Oxus, we said 12-second difference, so that would be 6:45. Oh, sorry, 6:35. DK was not timed. Wait, what it... I don't get what you're asking, so check that your estimate DK time for Oxus was correct. It was never timed. Oh, I see what you mean, okay. Sure, character is plural. That's loud. This should be the final run. $19.21 is his start. $19.21. I'm actually going to write that down here. 19:21. I'm just going to watch this till it ends. It pretty much started at 19:21. $26:08. So that is a total time of 6:47, I'm assuming. 25, 26, yeah, 6:47 is his time. So yeah, you had it right. Oh, wait. There's no congratulations after. For unlock all characters, we actually have to add time to his, because there is no congratulations afterwards, like the congratulations with that big poster thing. So we will actually have to re-add time to his if we're going to be. Oh wait, that's for something completely different, but. For unlock all characters, Japanese, we would have to add a little bit of time to his for if we're going to be making it equal, unless we allow. That's where a lot of stuff comes into the category of. I don't know why why Smash Bros does, okay, I'll just test to make sure I'm still connected. Okay, Smash Brothers, the people that do Smash 64 have timing methods that are completely different from like every single other game that exists, and it's really confusing for me. Like every single other game that exists, like Ocarina of Time is the best example. Everyone is using the fastest version that exists, and like which is currently the IQ version. In Smash 64, everyone's using any version they want, and since we don't really have a specific standard, we kind of have to like check how much that time difference is. Oops. Okay. Mouse, are you just, okay, there we go. My mouse wasn't working for some reason. Okay, good guys, not a good person to go to for that because VC could have a different effect. I do not have any of these, oh actually I do have these highlighted. Oh, I got a message from someone. I'm gonna worry about that later. I know exactly who it's from and exactly what the message is. Because I might know that person a little too well. Anyways, what am I looking for? Okay, profile, I don't need that anymore. Highlights, where is unlock all characters? SO Erase, Smash 64. Okay, this is one of the unlock all characters runs. I don't know if this is my PB or anything, I'm just picking one at random. This is back when I used this system. Oh wait, is this when I died off the... Okay, no, this isn't that disaster run. Okay. And I do not have a timer. Oh, this actually doesn't really help too much. Okay, I'm using the timer that's on there. 39. I would say it's a 2-second. I don't really have too much accuracy in this, but as accurate as I could say, it's a 2-second difference. Times 3 would be 6 seconds. That's pretty well as accurate as I can get that. It's not much time. If there is, it's like plus or minus half a second, I would say, using just eyeball estimation. But oh, I do see from chat. I am not going to wait 40 seconds. Actually, I will, just in case there's something I need. So. Wait, by stage clear to when it goes again? I'm assuming you mean just the, like, when it shows that big poster of congratulations and stuff like that. If that's what you're asking about, I am eyeballing that at, like, that's the only difference there. I am eyeballing that at a 2-second difference. So times 3, that would be 6 seconds. Test, am I connected? There we go. If that helps. I wouldn't necessarily call it N64J timer off, because whether or not the timer is there does not have a difference. It should just be N64J. Oh, I see what you're doing, never mind. Yeah, you're doing everything together, never mind. I see what you're doing. Just ignore what I just said. I don't know what I'm talking about. Is there any other timer things you think that we need to figure out? We pretty much figured out who should be the ones that have the timer and no timer. We've got most of the, I would assume all the necessary calculations we would need to do. Oh, I am not waiting 80 seconds, so I am refreshing. I'm hoping I'm not losing. Well, if anything there is important, you guys are there, so you can just repost what it is. So now that we have that, are you going to go through everything and change the time, or are you just going to leave it as it is? Some people will move around because of it. Like, for example, what's a good example? Well, pretty much anyone that has a timer that was lowered by less than 12 seconds will move above someone. I forget what the main example was that I could think of. Oh, you misspelled yourself here. On Samus you have 1D for on Patty. Not that it's a huge difference, but I just thought I'd mention it. Everyone would know who it was anyways, but unless there was a secret second Patty. Actually, out of curiosity, Patty, can you see the, like, where I'm putting the cursor? I don't think I have the ability to edit anything, but are you able to see where I'm putting the cursor? Like, I'm just moving it around the links category. Are you able to see that, or is that completely blind to you? I can see where your cursor is all the time, like which cells you're highlighting and stuff like that. I'm just curious. It has nothing to do with anything, but I'm just curious to see if you, and like if you can see if I'm viewing the thing. Please don't say DC'd. Oh, I DC'd, of course. Refresh. Anyways, test. There we go. Are you able to see that I am viewing the thing? I would assume you are viewing it, that you can see I'm viewing it. Wait, so when you're normally seeing it, you don't see it? Even though I see you, you don't see me. That is really odd. That is very odd. I guess it's because you're the only one that can make adjustments, so everyone can see what you're doing, but you won't be able to see what everyone else is doing because no one can really adjust anything. So, but yeah, I find that very odd as to why they would have it that way. Oh well, that's what they want, I guess. Oh, so when I was moving around, you didn't see that, but well, in general, you can. Okay, so you can see that I'm there, but yeah. But in general, you can see that I'm there. You can see that like right now I'm at the 857 link spot. Oh, it's not the biggest deal. Oh, time difference for emulators now? I have no idea how we would calculate that. Emulator times, it would be way too inconsistent to be able to do that with a consistent way. That's a really bad way of wording it, but we can't really just give or take some time for a specific emulator because it could lag for one specific person more on one of the loading screens to a character versus someone else, and also for each different run there would be a different amount of loading lag, so that is something that would be really hard to do. Also, the FPS is not necessarily stable at 60, so emulators, unless we'd have to do it for every single run and go like through every single thing, and that would take way too long. I don't think emulators will be able to do something about that, unfortunately. There's just way too many things to consider it. I would say we should just count it as 64. One thing to keep in mind, for SRL and for most speedrunning things outside of Smash Bros, Project 64, 2.0, and 2.1 and 2.x is they're all banned because they run at on average around 62 frames per second. It's not obvious at first, but you do notice it like over a long period of time. That would be like for an 8-minute run, that would be like 8 second or like 15 seconds saved or something like that. It's not immediately noticeable. Cosmo did a video of it to kind of like show what it was. One thing that I actually found really weird is we were doing a race earlier, like a bunch of us with another person, I forget who it was. I could tell that the music for the Fighting Polygon team was very slightly, barely faster. He got last place every single race, so it didn't matter. But I decided to go to Sound Test Online and play Polygon music after he game overed and was restarting it. I started mine before his, and his was going faster in the end. So there are people that are using 2.0 or higher, I think. It doesn't really matter to me because really for an 8-minute, well, it kind of does make a difference, but the people that are actually going to get the high times are not going to be using it, I don't think, and of course I DC'd. Anyways, as far as emulators go, there's just way too many factors to keep track of. There's no way we can have a consistent way for that. Unless you're willing to go through all of your things, 1.7, yeah, 1.7 is completely fine. The only thing you can think of is, I don't think anyone really wants to go through every emulator thing. If you want to be really sure about it, you can go through and see exactly what your time difference should be. Like on a major run or something like that, you can do that if you want, just to see. Otherwise, I think the best case scenario would just to be to assume that it is equivalent to Smash 6, like the N64 console, because there is no real way for us to determine it for excessive accuracy. Anything else? Oh, Kirby. I have a faster time for Kirby. I forget what it was. I'll see what my back. Wait, I don't think that's what I wanted to do. Oh well, I did it. Where's Kirby? Kirby, no, 633 is my score for Kirby. Yeah, instead of 651, it's 633 now. That's my new Kirby time. Oops. As far as the RTA for Jeremy Dahl's run, he does have it fully recorded, so we can see what the real time is from start to finish on that. And Guild Guides, I would assume that he also has his run recorded and put on YouTube, I would highly assume. So for both of those, we can check to see what their times are. They both use timer. I am pretty certain of, well, they had to have used timer because they both have in-game time usage. That actually doesn't add up properly if that is actually the case. Like his raw RTA is 614. That doesn't add up properly. It was probably 306 or 307. Okay, that's probably but yeah, that doesn't add up. It should be, if we go from RTA to sorry, not RTA, but the in-game time. The in-game time difference should be equivalent or 1 second off or very similar to the calculated real-time time. Because that pretty much, like real-time, after we do the calculation, is pretty much should be giving us the same difference as it would. Please don't tell me I DC'd. Oh, I DC'd, great. Real time should be giving us after we do the calculation, it should be giving us the same difference as it would if we were to take the difference of the in-game time, which is pretty much what we're doing right now. He's only on the SDA. He is only on SD8, but we have his run there, so we can always just go from that. I recall him being 614 or something like that as well. Best time with this. Best time 309. Okay. Video not found. Well, that's not very encouraging. So apparently the video is not found anymore. Yay! My internet, it does this now all the time. There we go. Interesting videos. EK BC. World record. I don't see it here. I don't think his video exists anymore unless it's somewhere else. Very easy. Maybe this is it. 328? I don't recall that being the... I don't know if that's necessarily the exact same thing. 301. I DC'd again. I'm just going to refresh. So 301, this is saying it's 328, so this is not up to date. I don't see a search thing anywhere here. Oh, there we go. Super Smash Bros. Break all targets. Very easy. HQ. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. So, here we go. He starts at 8 exactly. And finishes at 21.5, so 6:13.5 pretty much. Yeah, 6:13.5. Good night. Person, I definitely don't know who you are. Kappa. Anyways. I would say 6:13 is his in-game time on that. 6:13, however, he is using a timer, I think. Yeah, he is using a timer. So 6:13 using a timer. Well, this is I am showing the right thing. Yeah, so he started at 8. Like, I'm hoping that you can actually hear this. So, like, I'm starting it at 8 because that's when the crowd starts to cheer. Like, right as soon as it turns 8 is when that happens. And then at 6:21 and a half-ish is when the Mediterranean starts to make his sounds of dying. Closer to 6:22 actually, so 6:14 I would say is a more accurate estimation. So 6:14 would be his time. Don't tell me I DC'd again. Okay, good. So 6:14 would be his time for that in real time. And then with the calculations we just said, I'll just go to the spreadsheet. He used N64 timer on, that's minus 12. So 6:02 would be his equivalent time. And what was Gilligan's timer? Oh, I just had it here. Right, this. Back. Gilligide. What is this that I searched for this? I think it's very easy. And world record. VC world record. I'm assuming since he said VC world record, this would be his thing, his PB. Oops.
My last PB and this PB. I'm just gonna play it for you now.
Oops.
My last PB and this PB. I'm just gonna play it for you now. And this PB.
I think it was 19 and a half-ish.
I'm just gonna play it for you now.
Yeah, at the tail end of 96, 19. Oops, that's afterwards.
Yeah, because it deals more damage. Ended up with the miscalculation here. I tried to do a back air because it deals more damage.
29,
Ended up wasting
and then I believe it was 19.
the comparison. I'm just gonna play it for you now.
Yeah, so closer to 20. So 20 at the tail end of, like, right before 20, and
Ended up wasting. I tried to do a back air because it deals more damage.
right before 29. So 809 is his. 809. Wait, what? Wait, what? Oh, he resets. Okay, that makes it slightly more. That makes it make slightly more sense.
Here we go. Here we go.
142, and I said it was 820-ish. So 142.
I should have jumped up and cleared him there. And this is just a miscalculation here. I tried to do a back air because it deals more damage.
So 129 and 142. 142 and 829. Tests for sure DC. Oh, I lost what I said for the so 829, 142. So that, I'm subtracting them, so that is 647. So 647. And the time difference we set for that, for a single run virtual console, is 39. That will make it 608. I refresh, I don't know what I said for, what did I say was the other time? It was somewhere around there, I think. 601, that's a 7-second difference. And what was their in-game time difference? Oops, where did that go? Okay, that's this one. Classic run. 301 versus, what did he say his in-game time was? Oops, I didn't want to start that. 301, 307, that's actually exact. 6-second difference each. Both of the, so the calculations were exactly the same, 6-second difference. Oh, 7-second difference. Yeah, that's just like a rounding error, but otherwise the calculations we just did makes it so that it's actually the same. A 1-second rounding error, I am not concerned about. That's usually expected to sometimes happen. So we kind of just given proof or given support towards the calculations we just did. So that actually makes me feel a lot more confident of our calculations being correct. So, yeah, 7 seconds versus 6 seconds. The 1 second, that's just a rounding error for like a half second somewhere and half second somewhere else, and all of a sudden you have a 1 second difference. So, um, 329. Yeah, as far as in-game time itself is concerned, that, like, if we were to use in-game time for everything, all times are plus or minus 5 seconds. So, yeah, that being that close, it's completely fine. What method did you use when you got for your in-game time of 329? 649, 647. where am I going? 647. And 6-4 timer on, I would assume. So yeah. Test. I DC'd. Slower than Gilguide in in-game time or in real time? In-game time. So 22 seconds slower in-game time and 28 seconds slower real time using the real time calculations. Oh, it's 28 slower real time, 22 slower in-game time. That is a 6-second difference. And then here comes the problem with in-game time. Oh, yes, seriously, that could actually be a factor of it, because if you have lag, it would not affect your in-game time, but it will give you more time in real time. So that would explain that. Also, anything within 5 seconds, if in-game time is used in calculations, I would say it is possible. 6 seconds is pushing the borderline of I don't think it would be likely to happen, but lag would explain why that would be the case. Anyways, I'm going to close some of these for now. Actually, I'll just leave them just in case we're going to use them again. Please don't tell me I just already DC'd from chat. Okay, good. Anything else that you can think of that we need to calculate, or did we pretty much do everything? I can't think of too many other things that we would need to calculate. We pretty much confirmed our calculations between by comparing Gilguide and Journey Dells. Very easy 5-stop DK times. Yeah. So that's pretty much that for now. Okay, still in DC, good. I know I asked you this like 5 times already, and every time I keep on forgetting what you said. What are you going to do with the calculations as far as the leaderboard goes? Are you going to show everyone's raw scores, or are you going to show the equivalent calculated time? I know this is like the 5th time I've asked you, and if it's kind of getting annoying for me asking, I'm sorry, I just keep forgetting. It's kind of early in the morning for me right now. And I haven't gone to sleep yet. And by early in the morning, I mean, I think that says 2:30. It's too dark for me to see the clock properly. Well, this is probably a really good thing we did for, let me rephrase that. This is probably a really helpful thing for Gilligide that we did this, because now he can do virtual console runs and be able to accurately compare them to like what other people's times are. So for Gilligide, I actually haven't seen him do runs or anything recently. Though that doesn't really say much because I've been pretty much gone for 4 months. As far as Gilligide goes, if you were to do more virtual console runs, he now has a way to compare them more accurately. Yeah, I can't think of anything else we would need to do, so I would assume that's pretty much everything. Yeah, the only other thing I can think of that would have to be done is reorganizing the leaderboard for like every single specific time difference. Like for example, what was one of the time differences that mattered or that actually made a difference? There was one here somewhere that someone skipped over someone. I forget where it was. Oh, Oxwas skips over you for Captain Falcon, I think. There was like one other one somewhere. Maybe not. That might be the only one actually. Oh, the Gilligide Oxwas. Oh, actually, what's their times actually after all the calculations are done? Who has the world record now? VC minus 39, timer, N64 timer minus 12. $39, that leaves Gilligide at 37 or 39. 39, that leaves it at 39. Oxwas minus 12, that's 35. So Oxwas has the world record by 4 seconds at 35. Gilligide has 39, and then I have 49, and then you have 54. Then Grisht has 58. I'm pretty sure I DC'd now. Yep. Refresh. Oh, 718. What's his real times? Sorry. 718. That would mean that. Wait, is that his real time, or is that? Yeah, if that's his real time. I may have just answered your question. We're about to get the answer like in a little bit. 718, I calculated that in my head to be 639, and Oxwas was 635. What do you mean by if he times his very easy wrong? His 718, that is his real time. I don't see how that would need to be calculated because it's pretty much the start of the run to the end of the run. There's not really much calculation done there. So the only thing that I could see that was done wrong there as far as calculation goes is calculating the in-game time by adding the stuff up, but that is pretty much a issue of rounding that's caused by using in-game time. I'm not entirely sure what you're asking. If that is what you're asking, the 718 would be in-game time in general. us adding the calculations into that, he would have a time of 7:39. I am assuming that's what you're asking, and please don't tell me I already DC'd. Wow, I've never DC'd that fast before. Okay, let me rephrase that. I've DC'd that fast before, but I don't remember DC'ing that fast. Oh, my internet's so good. For real time, you just take the first time, and then you take the final time. Was correct, RTA. Okay, so it's the real game time you're wondering if, or sorry, in-game time that you're wondering if it's accurate? Okay. I don't entirely know what you were asking, but if everything's settled, then I'll just... Yeah. Okay. And the only other thing I could think of that is not entirely right with the leaderboard for now is the 6:33 Kirby time. Otherwise, I think that's pretty much everything else is fine. And yeah, aside from that, there's the editing of the leader, like the who's actually ahead of who. But yeah. I'm actually kind of happy we did this, because now we have a way of actually accurately comparing results of different methods of racing, or of running. Although ideally most people should... Yeah, ideally it would be better if people were to actually all use the exact same method of running, but clearly that's not going to happen. Everyone has their reasons for a lot of reasons for certain things, like Gilgad, for example. In a perfect world, everyone would use the exact same system for like every single game that exists, but obviously that will never happen because of different versions, different consoles, virtual console, IQ version, etc. But yeah, for what it's worth, we've pretty much done all we can to, as accurately as we can, estimate or compare different results. So, for that I'm at least happy we did that, so that we can now have no problems with that anymore. And if anyone actually does want to double check all the calculations or do it themselves, they can gladly do that just to compare to make sure that their calculations match ours. Or if they want to double check everything we just did, just to make sure that we didn't make a mistake somewhere, then, well, I'm going to highlight this entire, from when we started this to when we end this. Actually, as soon as we end this, I'm probably just going to, yeah. No matter, regardless of what happens, I'm going to highlight this entire thing so that if anyone wants to take a look at what we just did, they'll have this entire thing. They'll have the entire chat there as well, so they'll be able to see all the calculations that, well, you and me both did, that we wrote on the chat. At least whatever I was able to see and not got disconnected from. But yeah, I'm gonna highlight everything so that everyone can have that. Otherwise, test, that is the weirdest test, and that didn't even disconnected, so. But yeah, if anyone does question this, I would encourage them to do this just to make sure that we actually did do it right. But I'm pretty confident we did it right given our test with DK 40Z5 stock. Anyways, what's being ran right now? Not much. Oops. There we go. Anyways, unless there's something else you can think of that we need to do, I'm assuming we've pretty much done this. So, questioning whether or not I should call it a night or just, yeah, I should probably call it a night for now. I'll do more runs at another time. Guess the last category for me to catch is DK. I'm pretty sure. Looking at all the times, after we do the calculations of the people that are going to be gaining time because of this, I'm going to have the world record by 1 second in 3 different categories. Samus, Link, and Mario, which I kind of find a little funny and a little odd at the same time, but yeah. That just means those world records are not going to last, which is a good thing. It's always good to see this, everyone improving these all the times. But yeah, I'm probably going to call it a night. I'll highlight this and then I'm going to be heading to bed just so I can get some sleep before tomorrow/today. Oh. Good night, Patty, and everyone else that's watching. And I'll probably see you in the amount of time it takes for me to wake up. Assuming I don't have work or something I have to go to. Yeah, I'll just highlight this and then I'll be pretty much heading to bed. And yeah, I'll go after that DK time tomorrow. I should start saying I'll rephrase that to I'll go after that DK time on Friday. Just because of location differences. Anyways, I'll see you guys or talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching.